All right, everybody, welcome back to One-and-Done-athon, Season 2. We've got the penultimate game here. Alnak speedrunning Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. Feel free to take it away.
Thank you, Amy. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My screen name, as Amy said, is Alnak. Today, we'll be running a game that's been really near dear for me for a long time, not only as a speedrunning wise, but also as nostalgia, as a game I played when I was really young, is Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. Okay, I got it. The game is like really hard. The name series is really hard to you see like the name of each game of this game series is really hard to to follow because confusing. It's like this is the second Dark Forces game, but it's the first Jedi Knight game. And what I mean by that is that this is the game that actually introduces this mechanic, which is like a combination of like your round-of-the-mill shooter combined with lightsaber combat and force powers. And we're gonna see a lot of those here. It's what makes these games unique. Instead of just being like just shooting and throwing grenades at people, we also have force powers and can just stab people with the lightsaber. Something you see also well aware in the sequels like Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy. So I guess I can talk a little bit about why I decided to put this game in the marathon. On this marathon is that, and it's just simple because this is the first game that I grinded out for months. It's the first one that I decided to like just work my way into the leaderboards and try to get a good time in it. And I did, like back 2 years ago. And I was meant to continue doing the grinding, but unfortunately for reasons, one another reason, I decided to stop just running and being in Twitch at all. But I recently came back and decided to give speedrunning another chance. However, I choose another game. I didn't come back to this one, so eventually I decided to like try to revisit this game one more time, just for all time's sake, and see where this goes. So this was like the perfect opportunity. So yeah, thank you for having me. Anyway,
Yeah, of course.
So the game starts when I restart here, and I'm gonna give you a countdown. We can start going into what this game is all about. And 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so DF2. It's a third and first-person shooter. As I said before, in this game you play with this guy called Kyle Katarn, who is, in the previous game, he was a mercenary who was to work for the Rebellion. He did some rebellion stuff, you know, like stealing the Death Star plans and all this stuff, and they bring him back for the sequel, and for this time they decide to make him a Jedi. So the story of this game is how he became a Jedi. There's like a guy who wants to be the next Emperor after Palpatine died, and Kyle is gonna stop him. But we cannot do it without only with our weapons and grenades. We also need to like learn the ways of the Force, and that's just how we level up in this game. Like we're gonna become a Jedi eventually. So because of that, the first I don't remember like 7, 8 levels is gonna the first 4 levels. I'm gonna be using a lot of like just traditional FPS strats. Not much else involved. So the first thing I'm doing right now, and it's quite common in shooters from this era, is like I'm doing strafe running. Strafe running, as you can see, is just moving diagonally. Pretty much the combination of forward movement and side movement makes you go way faster than moving in a straight ahead. And you're gonna see that for like 90% of the run. It's a really important tech that later we're gonna combine with another cool tech that is gonna make you go faster. So for the time being, I'm gonna be just running down these levels, trying to go as fast as possible with only our running animation. All right, so the plan of this run is this as follows. As I said before, we're gonna eventually become a Jedi. That's gonna happen in level 4. And before I get there, I need to prepare something really important, and it's that I need to unlock force points. So what are force points? That's gonna be our currency that's gonna allow us to unlock force powers in this game. And what I'm doing right now is that I'm actually gonna get 1 force point at the end of this level, because the very moment I become a Jedi, we're gonna start unlocking force powers that are gonna be really important for the run. So what I'm doing here is that I'm unlocking all the secret areas in this level only. By doing this, I'm going to be granted 1 force point, and it's going to allow me to unlock force powers as soon as I become a Jedi. And yeah, this is technically a time loss, but eventually I'm gonna get all the time loss back because it's kind of a trade-off. So now I can finish this level way faster by not finding the secrets, but by doing this, it's gonna be really important. And I got a force point, nice, okay. So we are now in level 2, and this is one of the hardest levels in the run because there's gonna be a few tricks we have to do. As I said before, this is a shooter from the 90s. We're gonna use grenades, of course, and we're gonna use it to do a few crazy jumps. Here's the kicker though. So every time I do one of these jumps, I'm gonna take a ton of shield damage and health damage. So I need to be very careful with my health management. I need to go here, grab the shields. I need to be 200 just to make sure that I can do this grenade jumps without much of a control. There are 3 grenade jumps, and funnily enough, the first one is the easiest ones. The second one is the hard, it's like medium difficulty. And the third one is none other than the hardest trick in the run. So let's see how it goes. All right. So for the first one, I'm gonna do a few. You're gonna see. I'm gonna combine like the alternate fire and the primary fire of the grenades to try to do a crazy jump. And you're gonna see exactly how. The skip is right over here. You throw a grenade, saving a comfortable location, and just trying to time this explosion out. Let's see again. There we go. So what happens there is that I throw one grenade in, I think it was alternate fire. That allows you to, primary fire. That, if it goes to the floor and it takes a while to explode. And then I combine it with a secondary fire that allows you, it makes the grenade explode as soon as it hits the floor. So I try to time out both explosions to get the extra boost that allows me to go to the top there. And that's one skip. Now we're getting to the second one. This one only requires 1 grenade, but it's like really hard. So let's see if we can, how long it takes me to get it. It's really time-wise. And I just first try easily. Okay, no,
nice.
That's really easy. So you see that box over there? You're supposed to wait for this thing to come all the way down. And of course, that takes a lot of time. So that's the amount of time I save by doing the grenade jump. All right. First grenade jump. This is the hardest one. I'm gonna even make a safety save just to make sure that I get it. There is an elevator. They need to cycle. They need to catch up, and the time window is really small. So I need to be quick with my movement and stuff. I'm gonna make a safety save quick just to make sure that I can retry this if I mess up my setup. And we're gonna go. So it's really self-explanatory, and it's a series of grenade jumps I need to do in order to make this jump. So this one. No. I think it's too close to the wall. It's not gonna work. Okay, never mind, it works. There we go. So yeah, as you see there, we catch this cycle of the elevator and we can just go up. And we avoid having to do all the waiting. It's a major skip.
Dude, that first one looked like it was the hardest. You said it was the easiest.
I went the other way around. Yeah, I struggled way more with the first one, which is this. All right, so now we're heading towards the third level. This one is... This is going to be the trend for the whole run. Like, there's a lot... These maps are huge. Like, are really huge. Are very fun to explore casually. But if you know where to go, you're going to see much of it, unfortunately. So, sorry about that. And that happens especially with this level, because there's a major skip that you can do by skipping a whole puzzle that you had to do, like finding keys and all the stuff. And it only involves doing another grenade jump. Wow, a surprise. This one. And that skips like a whole main objective of the level. You can just go straight to the end. All right, so level 3. As I said before, now it's time to become a Jedi. We're gonna grab a lightsaber here, and for some reasons, that makes us a Jedi. I mean, it's kind of like Rey in episode 7, I guess. And so I'm going to show you here exactly why I need a point. We have this menu here. This is what force powers. I'm going to put the point here and force speed. And that's why I need the point there. And now we're a Jedi. We have a lightsaber, and we can start doing stuff. And this is force speed. And it's not much to explain. It makes you go faster. There isn't any more explanations. It grants you a little speed boost. Unfortunately, this is only a small speed boost because it's only level 1. But as we start completing levels, we're gonna start leveling up, and then you're gonna see the difference. Also, I'm only gonna use it here only a few times, because in the bottom right corner there is like a few particles you can see like below the ammunition counter. That's like my mana, or it's my force. It's like let's call it mana just to make it easy for you guys. I can only use this power for a few times in the level, like 4 or 5 times, and I'm going to use it one more time here to try to make this jump. That's only possible by using like once again the diagonal running. And here, well, we have a very boring section. Unfortunately, we cannot skip. We had to go straight here into this water section and try to swim our way. It's like 40 seconds time loss. Unfortunately, had to do this. Nah, just joking. We can escape this. I'm gonna show you. You can do this. You jump like this, go to this corner, and do a grenade jump like this. And you can actually make it to the other side. Like that. And that skips the whole section. That's only possible, again, by force speed. And we made up all the time lost that I spent in level 1 finding these secrets completely worth it. Alright. So the level is not over. There's one major trick that I'm going to introduce here. I'm going to just call it that trigger. I don't remember the official name for this, but as I said, it's going to involve me dying. So first thing first, I need to lower my ammo, my shields and health, because we're going to do, we're going to try to die. So I need to go here, and I guess luckily for me, there's a few barrels here that I can use to try to lower my shields. I'm going to do this. There we go. I think that's going to work. So I'm going to throw a couple of grenades, and this is going to clip my body through the door. And the other side, it just happens to be the end level. And I just triggered the end level with only my body. So in this game, it doesn't matter if you're alive or dead. As long as your body makes it to the end level, you can like finish the level. It doesn't matter if you're alive or dead. So by doing the clip, I just keep having to go out of my way to open the door. And we are going to see a better example later on. This level is super short. It's like, once again, an open area that we're just going to skip completely once again by using a grenade. And this is going to be the last time I'm going to use grenades in this run, because after this level, we're going to get another more important weapon. Can you guess which one? We're talking about a shooter, so if we have grenades...
Grenade launcher? No, rocket launcher.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, we're going to find the rocket launcher now. It's going to be hidden in one of the secret areas in this level. Also need to grab this thing. It's really important. I'm glad I remember how to pick them. It's over here. And here's the rocket launcher. And of course, it's going to make you make us higher jumps than the grenades. Also, I'm going to just start there because I want to make sure that... There we go. So, I can show here if I don't get hit. Okay, I don't get hit, so yeah. There's one example here of using a rocket jump. Like that one. Remember when they said that these maps are huge? This part is really cool because you have all these like closed areas, and then suddenly when you play casually, you get to this part, and it's like really huge. Mm-hmm. But you're not gonna see much of it. You can explore all this part by yourself, but we're gonna just skip it once again by using another rocket jump like that and skip all this level. This is a quite funny trick you can do here, as like this. There's a short hop you can do here to go straight into the vent without having to wait for this door to come all the way back up. And now we're reaching towards the end of the level. This is important. I need to call this elevator, but it's still gonna take a while to come back down to pick us up. So we gotta wait here. And I'm hiding because I need to conserve my shields. I'm in 200 right now. That's the amount I need for the next levels, because we're gonna do one major trick that involves that. In order to make it, I need to have my shields fully, because... Oh, I didn't call for the elevator. Never mind. Okay, we'll keep waiting, so I can keep explaining this. As I said, the amount of shields that you have carries over to the next level. So it's important for me to like be on full health here to do this part, to the next levels. There we go. I completely missed the button on the first time around. Okay, we got all these powers, and this is the first boss fight. And we have cutscenes, and they are unskippable, unfortunately. You hear this guy talking, and the story, this guy is like the Obi-Wan, like it's a dead Jedi who's playing the story of this boss. It's like the personality and what have you. Unfortunately, we cannot skip it. However, we might be able to in the future. Now, for this fight, I need to just pretty much save his comm until he jumps, so I can be close here. Also, there's a quick kill I need to do here. Okay, there you go. And I need to refill my shields. It's important because this level comes next. All right, this level is really quick. So the first one is one rocket jump over here. You can open the hatch. You're not supposed to, but you can with the lightsaber. Now you go here to this part to go to the top of this building. Like this. We are not supposed to be here. And you see that tower over there? We are supposed to go inside this tower from the bottom and climb all the way back to that top. And that gap over there is the the end level. And we're gonna get there. So how do we get there? I'm gonna do something really interesting here. If I can find a good alignment for this. There we go. So I have landmines right now. I'm gonna place 5 of them. I'm gonna use one more rocket for additional boost, and I'm gonna kill myself like this. And I'm gonna launch my corpse to the end of the level. And just as I said before, the game doesn't care if you are alive or dead. As long as your body makes it to the end level trigger, we're done. We're good. And I'm waiting. Just had to wait here.
This is a great way to end the levels.
Yeah, this was found like in the early stages of the speedrunning. So shouts to Random NG and Explosive Cabbage, who were the guys who made the first iteration of this run. And this skip was found by then. And it's crazy. So yeah, there was a cutscene there, by the way. You didn't see it because we were like lying on the floor, but that's why I had to wait there. All right, so this is the second half of the run, and I didn't explain it because I just glossed over the menuing. But we have now 2 force powers: force speed in level 4 and force jump. And those combined is gonna make you go faster. So this is force speed when it's maxed out. It makes you go like way faster than running normally, and that combined with diagonal movement makes you go fast like this, for example. There's a downside though, is that if I run into a wall, I can die or lose a good amount of my health.
Oh, it's like momentum based?
Yeah, the momentum based. And that's gonna be important for a boss fight at the end of the level and the end of the game. So yeah, this section is kind of boring. We had to do a little waiting, so I'm gonna take the time here to explain another thing about this game that if you guys have played this game before, you might remember. And it's the fact that there's 2 endings. This game has 2 endings, bad ending, good ending, the light side ending and the dark side ending. In this game, we go dark side because of 2 main reasons. Some cutscene removals and also the force powers, but we're gonna explain those later when we get to that point. This game there is a few requirements in order for you to unlock the light side or the dark side. For dark side, pretty much involves me unlocking dark side powers, of course, and also killing civilians. So across the first level and this level, you saw me killing a few civilians. That's to make sure that I'm actually gonna unlock the dark side ending. So that's like the little requirement I need to do in order to unlock the final that I want to. It's not like in other games, like in Jedi Academy, where you need to you have one major choice, and that's gonna decide which ending you're gonna get. In this one, you need to do a few requirements. All right. So we are falling here. As I said before, there's collision here, so I need to be careful to not run into walls because I can actually die. I'm gonna kill this Trandoshan. This is another gun on the game. It's called the Concussion Rifle. It's kind of like a rocket launcher, but it gives you a little less boost, and because of that, it deals less. It applies less damage to you. But it's gonna be coming handy for the next level, because there's a few sections where I need to shoot stuff, and this gun having a huge AoE damage is gonna be very helpful. So there's a lot of waiting here, unfortunately. There's a huge long elevator. There's one minor thing I can do here to do here. And I guess this is the place where I can introduce force jump. I kind of gloss over that. Force jump makes you jump higher. There we go. One more civilian just to make sure that I actually unlock the dark side ending. And we are all the way to the next level. Now, this is one of my favorite levels in the run because it's really technical. As I said, we're gonna use this gun. There's a few doors and switches we need to like interact with, but by using this gun, we can do it right away like this. So instead of using the lightsaber or just opening the door manually, I can just shoot it. And that's way faster it's way faster. We're gonna use it as well in this next corridor. It's gonna help us clear out these enemies over here. So, oh yeah, body block in this game is a nightmare. You want to avoid that because the hitboxes are terrible. We use it again to deactivate this fan over there. Once again, instead of just going there, I can use the gun. And it's a huge shortcut you can do here with using the boost that you get there. Yeah. And now we are in the second boss fight, and which is RNG hell, because it involves fighting these two guys. There's no way to manipulate this. There's a chance that these guys are gonna parry you attacks, and of course that's a time loss. The only thing the only strike here is try to keep them together, so with just one swing you can hit them both. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. But as I said, you can get parried. So let's see what happens in this fight. Also, the little one can go invincible as well. So yeah, that's another nightmare and on his own. Oh god, he's parrying everything, and then he goes invincible. There we go, invisible man. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so this level, this is a really short level once again. We're gonna skip the major objective here. There are a few keys that you need to find around the map, but because of, once again, force jump, force speed, and diagonal movement, we're gonna skip for that. You're not supposed to do this. This bridge has to move by using a few keys, but once again, force jump, my diagonal movement, we can just go straight to the end right here and go to the end of the level. I hit the trigger there. I need to wait for the ship to come all the way down to pick me up, so I'm gonna take the time to grab a few regens, a few ammo as well. And we are heading towards now the decisive part. Okay, so this level, this is really straightforward. You see these panels over here? You are supposed to destroy 4 of them in order to progress to the next part of the map. Unfortunately, you can only use your lightsaber to do this. Guns doesn't work. You need to use the lightsaber, so you gotta get closer to hit it with it. And the last one is right over here, and now we can continue. Also, one important thing, I need to once again conserve my shields, because there's a few jumps I'm gonna do. The first one is right over here. Also, it's just a funny thing. You can shoot down this this panel like that. You're not supposed to do that, but you can. And also, I'm gonna do a little. It's a neat trick here. Doesn't take that much time, but once again, I kill myself. I click through the door, and I can just go to the end level trigger. All right. So remember what I said about the dark side powers? I'm gonna put all my points in force throw, and this is gonna trigger the dark side ending. And we're gonna use force throw for this boss fight. Now, remember in Empire Strikes Back, Luke fighting Vader? The part where Vader starts throwing boxes at Luke and he falls into the pit, or almost falls into the pit. we're gonna do something kind of similar here. You see there's a few boxes in the right side. It's gonna be kind of similar. And then I'm gonna do a lot of damage to this boss. This boss has 3 phases. We're gonna just go right. We're gonna just kill him in the first phase. First cycle kind of thing. So by doing this. There we go. And now we are just now we are in the dark side.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah. And this is the dark this is the dark side. I went to the dark side. So I guess now I can explain why dark side is faster. Remember when about the cutscenes, how I said that there was like a Obi-Wan kind of character explaining the boss fights? Well, the guy is done with me because I went dark side, so he's gone. And that's gonna remove the cutscenes. So instead of waiting seconds for the explanation, we're gonna go straight for the boss fight. And that's the reason one of the main reasons why dark side is faster. The other reason is the force powers. Because, of course, since we are dark side, the powers are offensive based rather than defensive based. So, for example, here, I am going to spam Force Lightning. And that's going to make short work of this boss. Because he cannot deflect that. He cannot deflect the Wicked Lightsaber. So you can use like the lightning there to kill him. And that's one of the that's already 2 dark side quick kills we do in the boss fights. We're gonna see one more in the second to last boss fight. And this is the part where I kind of ran out of tricks to explain, because this part is really straightforward. It's only movement based, going fast, knowing where to go. I think when you start running this game, this is the part where you get lost pretty quickly, because these maps are huge and just going really quickly through them. I guess I can explain some extra stuff about the run. You see me like any other good shooter. You have quick saving and quick loading in this game, and that's allows you, of course, to like retry the tricks as many times as you can. However, there's a kicker. In this game, there isn't a quick load button. So every time I had to like quick load, I need to like go through this menuing, and it becomes kind of second nature when you start running this game. But in reality, it's a huge time loss, because you are expected to mess up a lot. So you can imagine that tiny time loss it adds up really quickly, and you can lose a bunch of time by just retrying tricks. It's kind of a neat mechanic, to be honest. It's kind of like a penalty, like for messing up tricks. It really encourages you to like go fast and also be consistent in the tricks, because you are not quick loading with one key. You are actually like having to do menuing as a punishment for messing up a trick. Yeah, that's a good thing about this game. And now we're heading to the end of this level. As I said, there's not much left to explain. It's just going fast. This level is a huge example of why body blocking in this game sucks. It's like, it kind of reminds me to Quake 2 in that regard, but it's not that bad, probably. I think Quake 2 is worse, but it's up there as well. Because in this level, we had to go for the same place twice. So I'm going here first. Need to grab a key and go back up. And when I get back up, I aggro all the enemies, of course. So they're going to be waiting for me. And they're going to be blocking a few corridors where I'm supposed to go fast. But of course, since they're body blocking me, that's going to make me lose a few seconds. And the hitbox sucks because it doesn't go away as soon as the enemy dies. There is a dying animation that happens. I need to wait for the dying animation to end before the hitbox goes away. So I think you are much better jumping over them or going around them. All right. So we're here towards the end here. One thing I need to keep in mind is I need to have a few mines, the sequencer mines that I use in the catapult-like trick that I did. I'm going to use them again for the final boss. And it's going to be interesting. So right here, we're just finishing that run. There's not much less to talk about here. It's going fast. These levels, as I said, are really huge. I'm skipping then. There is all secrets category for this game, so you like want to see more of this game, like the maps and less of the skips. You can like watch that run. All right, so
Yeah, how
this
difficult
level,
is this speed to learn to control?
there is like a puzzle involved at the end that fortunately is always the same. So you know the solution, you can like, it's not much of an issue. There is also I wouldn't call it like even a mini boss, it's a glorified NPC, but it has a quick kill they're gonna use. And once again, it's gonna be involving using dark side powers, just dark side rules. And the old iterations of the route, light side was there. It has some cool like force powers, like you have protection, for example, that allows you to do more rocket jumps across the maps. But the fact that you can remove the cutscenes with dark side and also the offensive quick kills you can do with dark side powers, that pretty much made light side obsolete. So here we are heading towards the mini boss. Mini boss, I guess. There's one strat here. This ATST. We aim for the crotch, and that's his weak point. I'm not kidding. That's actually the weak point of the ATST. And I combine the rocket with the lightning, and that makes short work of the enemy. Oh, I need to open the store. I keep forgetting about this. I'm thinking that the trigger is as soon as the ATST die, but I need to push the button. All right, the final two bosses. I'm gonna need a strat here. I'm gonna use kind of the same strat as I did with the boss with no legs, the box stuff. I'm gonna do it once again here because there's a room full of spikes, so this is gonna hurt way more than the boxes. And that is. There are two strats you can do here. I'm using the slowest one, but it's like kind of more consistent. The other one is doing the thing I'm gonna do here. By the way, also time is coming up. This game is about to finish. I'm gonna do a strat here with this guy. First of all, I'm gonna go here, go to the top of this tower, and I'm gonna place 10 sequencer mines. And you know what's gonna happen now. This guy's gonna come all the way here and it's gonna have a bad day. So there's one thing here that I want to keep in mind here. It is not this. I don't know. I'm gonna wait for time and then I'm gonna explain this. And time. That's it.
Nice.
That's Star Wars United Forces 2. Unfortunately, we cannot see the cutscenes. We removed the cutscenes there in this game because, of course, it's faster. But I want to come back to the boss fight because there's one clip I can do something here. I want to point that out something. So. Oh, I'm not getting it now. So it is not the explosion of the mines what kills the boss there. It's the speed in which he flies away from the mines into the ceiling. So what happens there is like he gets a shit ton, a lot of boost, and he just jumps right into the ceiling, and all this collision damage makes the boss die. So it's collision damage what kills the boss. It is not the explosion of the mines. So that's something that you can also do in the previous boss fight, but I opted for another strat just to add some variety, I guess, to the route. And yeah, that's it. That's like the run. It's in a nutshell. It's a really fun game. Of course, if you are like an interested in running this, reach out to me. Right, a single out, people just want to give a huge shout out to the whole Jedi community. Not only this game, also the Jedi Academy, Jedi Outcasts, and Dark Forces. Everyone's super chill and fun, great people. I appreciate all of them for just hanging out. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for having me. It's been fun. As I said before, I took a hiatus from speedrunning like for 2 years, and I recently came back, like not even close to 2 months. And so far, it's been great. Like doing these marathons, like enjoying the game that I'm running right now, reconnecting with people I used to know, and also meeting new people has been an experience. So I hope it keeps going like that. And guess that's it. So I have nothing more to say. Thank you for coming once again. And Amy, I think it's time for me to be one with the Force. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for doing that run. Dude, that run is sick. Like I said, I was watching the submission video and going, "This rules. We got to have this. This is so good." So, yeah, thank you, Alnak, for submitting that and for running it. But like you said, goodbye forever. One with the Force. Erased from the board. All right. Well, we are, unfortunately, but all good things must end. We're at we're coming up on the final run of One-and-Done-athon. So stay tuned. We'll have Metroid Dread mode. So remember, that's one hit kill mode by Kekumen Shoyu coming up next. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after a quick break.